Victoria was staring at me. Her orange hair was brighter than ever, more like a flame.
Her eyes were black with thirst. She did not smile like she had my nightmares. Her lips were pressed into a tight line.
An immense distance away from far across the black forest, a wolf howled at the still air. With Seth gone, there was no way to interpret so.
The blonde boy looked at Victoria from the corner of his eyes, waiting on her command.
Victoria jerked her chin towards Edward.
Wordlessly, ordering the boy forward.
Riley, Edward said in a soft and calming voice.
The blonde boy froze, his red eyes white. You don't have to die, Riley, Edward told him. Riley automatically refocused on Edward.
She knows that I will kill you. She wants you to die, so she didn't do the pretense anymore.
Yes, you've seen that, haven't you?
You read the reluctance in her eyes and suspected the false note in her promises?
You were right.
She never wanted you.
Every kiss, every touch was a lie.
Edward would begin, moving a few inches closer to her.
A few inches away from me. Victoria's gaze zeroed in the gap between us.
It would take her less than a second to kill you.
Victoria leaned into the balls of her feet. Last chance, Riley, Edward whispered. Riley's face was desperate as he looked to Victoria for answers.
He's a liar, Riley, Victoria said.
I told you about their mind tricks.
You know I love only you.
His eyes emptied. There's no more confusion. No more suspicion.
There was no thought at all.
He chanced himself to attack.
A snarl came from none of them. A mammoth handshake flew through the center of the opening, throwing Riley to the ground.
No, Victoria said, with her baby shrill voice of disbelief.
A yard and a half in front of me.
A huge wolf ripped and tore the blonde vampire beneath him. Victoria did not spare one glance for the boy she just pledged her love to.
Her eyes did not flicker once towards her.
No, she said, through her teeth, as he started... No, she said, through her teeth, as he started to move, blocking her path to me.
Riley was on his feet again, looking misshapen and haggard, but was still able to sling a vicious kick into Seth's shoulder.
I heard the bone crunch.
Seth backed away and started to circle, blinking.
He began to move a fraction of a second just before she moved.
Reading the intent in their thoughts.
Don't go, Victoria, he murmured in the same hypnotic tones before.
You'll never get another chance like this.
She showed her teeth and hissed in, and she still seemed unable to move further away from me.
You can always run later.
Edward purred.
Plenty of time for that. That's what you did best, isn't it? That's why James kept you around.
Useful if you like to play deadly games, a partner with an uncanny instinct for escaping.
You shouldn't have left him.
He could have used your skills when you caught up to him in Phoenix.
A snarl whipped from between her lips.
Victoria darted out to the trees again, feigning to the side. Edward responded, and the dance began again.
Just then, Riley's fist caught Seth's flank. A low yelp caught from Seth's throat.
His shoulders twitching as if he were trying to shake off the pain.
Please, I wanted to plead with Riley.
But I couldn't find the muscles to make my mouth open, to pull the air up from my lungs.
Please, he's just a child.
Riley was closing the distance between them again.
Backing Seth into the cliff face beside him.
Victoria was suddenly interested in her partner's fate. And I could see her from the corner of her eyes judge the distance between Riley and me.
Seth snapped at Riley, forcing him back again. Big Victoria hissed.
Seth wasn't limping anymore. And he moved a few inches away from Edward.
His tail brushed Edward's back.
And Victoria's eyes bulged.
No, you won't turn over.
Edward said.
Reading the intentions of her thoughts, using it as a distraction.
You provided us with a common enemy. You allied us.
She clenched her teeth.
Trying to keep her focus on Edward alone.
My stomach lurched.
Seth was circling Riley again, and now Riley was retreating. He backed away from the advancing werewolf.
His face filled with pain. He made one on crimson.
Seth rushed Riley, and now Riley was clear, and the vampire was clearly off balance. I saw Seth sink his teeth into Riley's shoulder and tear,
jumping back. With an ear-splitting metallic screech, Riley had lost his other arm. Riley let out a tortured call, Victoria.
Victoria did not even flinch with the sound of her name.
Eyes on flicker once.
Seth launched himself forward with the force of a wrecking ball.
The thrust carried both Seth and Riley into the trees.
where the metallic screeching was matched by Riley's screams.
Screams abruptly cut off by the sounds of rocks being ripped to shreds continued.
Though she spared Riley no farewell glance.
Victoria seemed to realize that she was on her own and started to retreat away from Edward.
Frenzied disappointment blazing in her eyes.
She shot me one short, agonizing stare of longing and started to retreat faster.
No, Edward crooned, his voice seductive. Stay a little longer.
She wheeled and flew toward the refuge of the trees like an arrow from a bow.
But Edward was faster.
A bullet from a gun.
He caught her unprotected back at the edge of the trees, and with one last simple step, the dance was over.
Edward's mouth brushed against Victoria's neck, like a press.
The squealing clamor coming from Seth's effort covered every other noise.
So there was no discernible sound making image on her violence.
He could have been kissing her, and in the fiery tangle of hair was no longer connected to the rest of her body.
The serving orange rays fell to the ground and bounced once before her own.